Hiya, I'm Carly from Kip Carlisle, and today we are looking at determiners. So this is another section in our word class section where we're looking at identifying particular words in a sentence and what their purpose is or what they're called. Okay, so we've already done nouns, which are your things. We've done verbs, which are your doing words. We've done adjectives, describing words, and we've done adverbs, which tell you how, when, or where you're doing your verb. Okay, so determiners are all words that go in front of a noun and they determine the noun. So they determine how big it is, they determine which particular one it is, and things like that. So there are lots of different types of determiners which I've written up on the board for you. The most common ones that children will be asked to identify in the stats papers will usually be articles or possibly quantifiers, but they could be asked to identify any of these. Okay, so they're always going to be in front of the noun and they're not going to be an adjective, but they will be something like this that particularly identifies that noun. So your articles are a, the and an. One little thing in terms of a and an and how to decide which one you use. So if we're using a, that goes in front of anything that doesn't have a vowel at the start of it. An goes in front of words that start with vowels. So an elephant, an egg. There is one slight exception to that, which is words beginning with H. So it depends on whether you can hear the H or not. So for example, honest, we hear the O, not the H. So it is done with an because we're hearing the O. However, horrible, we hear the H. And so when we hear horrible, that has a in front of it. So a and an depends on vowels, with the exception of H, whether you hear it or whether it's silent. Okay, so those are your articles. Possessives are to do with possession. Okay, and we can have, they're generally called possessive pronouns. Okay, and your possessives are his, her, my, and their. So whose teddy bear is it? It's his, it's her, it's my teddy bear, or it's their teddy bear. That's who possesses it, so it determines who it belongs to. Okay, demonstratives, hard to say. Demonstratives, some might say, but demonstratives, they are demonstrating which particular one, so they are usually involving identifying the specific one. So it's this pen, or it's that pen, or it's these pens, or it's those pens. Okay, so they are demonstrating which particular item we're talking about. Quantifiers indicate how many, so some, each, every. So that's how many of something, the quantifier, the quantity. Your question words, which, whose and what. And your numbers, 1, 2, 3, and I've put 13 and 14. And the reason that I've written them on there like that is to add in an extra little lesson. So 1, 2 and 3, any number up until 10 in fact, is written in words. However, in text, when you're using a number that's larger than 10, you are allowed to write it in number format. And those are all your determiners. So again, we could play a game where we're putting them in different categories. So you might have the categories and get children to write as many as they can for each category. You could have them highlighting as many as they can in a minute in a text. All sorts of different activities like that, just to get them used to finding the determiners in the text. Okay, thanks.